Hey guys, Patrick with Uncle Bill's Camping here, and today we are going to be talking about the Sony Srs XB-10 Bluetooth speaker. Pretty neat little radio. I picked this up at Walmart. Somebody gave me a gift card to Walmart, so I cruised on over to the electronics section in there, and I kind of had a Bluetooth speaker in mind anyway for a while. Found this. Now this is about $50 at Walmart. I personally would not have spent that out of my own money. It's about $35 on Amazon, and I think Best Buy does price matching. You might want to check their policy, but I'm pretty sure that they do. But nonetheless, pretty good purchase, surprising purchase. Now, I've had a few Bluetooth speakers before, and to be honest, I was unimpressed with them as far as these kind of speakers. I guess the tube style speakers, standalones. Some stuff by iHomes out there, and it has good sound, but honestly looks pretty fragile. Doesn't look like something that, you know, could take a solid hit if it rolled off of a table and hit the ground. This, on the other hand, is built like a tank. It's got kind of like a hard silicone rubber outside to it. The access panels for the micro USB and the line-in jack is covered up with just a tough, durable rubber door. I mean, you can see like the kind of waterproof seals that are around it. The bottom of it is made of this hard, grippy rubber that you could probably set on the dash of your car and it wouldn't slide anywhere. The only maybe weak part of this radio whatsoever is right here, and that's the metal mesh on it. You're probably not gonna break it, but that'd be about the only thing that would get damaged if you dropped it. You know, you might dent it. So I mean, you know, right off the bat, build quality wise, that's you know, pretty solid. The other thing it's got is this kind of little keyring thing here. And it's not actually a keyring. I mean, you carry it around or hang it by it, but it's actually made to set your speaker on, so you can kind of point it in different directions if you want to. You know, only reason I say that is because it's not in the manual, and it had me guessing for a while as to what it was actually for. Now, excuse me, some of the features here. It's IPX5 water resistant, which means you can get it wet. It can be in the rain. It can get some water splashed on it. It's going to be just fine. It is not waterproof. So, you know, don't throw this in a pool or a pond or a cooler, anything like that. You're probably going to regret it down the road. It's got a 16-hour battery life on it. Sony tends not to exaggerate about their battery lives. I haven't tested it, so I'm not going to say that, you know, that's definitely true. I have played it for 7 or 8 hours, had no problems whatsoever. I'm sure it could probably do the 16 under optimal conditions, which is probably not at full volume. But, you know, like I said, Sony tends not to exaggerate about these things, so I'll take it for face value on there. Another thing that it has is a built-in microphone, so you can use it as a speakerphone. Now, you know, before you get your hopes up, this is not Google Home or Alexa, so, you know, you can't use it like that. But just as far as being able to use it as a speakerphone, it works just fine. Now, as far as sound quality coming out on your end, sounds fantastic. I've heard mixed things from people I've spoke to using this as a speakerphone. Some people say it's echoey. Some people say it's not very loud. So, you know, probably just have to make sure that if you are using it as a speakerphone, that the microphone port is actually pointed in your general direction. Now, as far as functionality, it's got a couple of neat little features to it. One of the features that I see on this, and I've seen it on some other Bluetooth speakers, so it's not necessarily something that's exclusive to Sony, but it's still pretty neat for the price point, is the fact that you can pair this with another Bluetooth speaker. So you can pair this to your phone, your tablet, or your computer or whatever, and then you can pair another speaker to this. I know for a fact it'll work with another XB-10. I do not know if it'll work with just another, you know, differently branded speaker. So, you know, if you got one, you can try it. I'd like to know. So if somebody does know, you know, definitely leave it in the comments down below. As far as inputs go, you know, you have the standard Bluetooth input, which is about what everybody uses. If you want to go a little bit old school, you know, you got an iPod or something like that, or an MP3 player that you got some music on, you have the line-in jack, and as I said before, it's behind the little waterproof door here that houses the micro USB. So you can plug straight into it and play music that way. Now, it doesn't have a USB interface as far as being able to, you know, play music straight through that way. At least I don't think it does. I don't think you can use an OTG cable on it. You might be able to. I hadn't tried it. I might do that in a later video or add it in the comments. I tell you what, I will try with the OTG cable, and if it does work, I'll leave it in the comments. If it's not in the comments, then it didn't work with the OTG. Anybody that's unfamiliar with OTG is the on-the-go, where you can adapt a full-size USB to a micro USB, so you can plug like a flash drive into it. It's good for getting pictures off your phone really quick onto like a thumb drive. The other thing that it rolls out is NFC. Now, NFC, or near field communications, I've used it for a few things with my phone. I know some people use it for speed pay or speed pass. I've used it for information tagging, like tagging chips that you can, you know, put stuff in. I've never really used it for music transfer, and the reason I hadn't is, to me, it seems like, well, if you're going to use a Bluetooth or a line in, it's because you don't want your phone or whatever your music device is to be right next to your speaker. And as far as I know, NFC, you got to be pretty close to actually use it. Now, like I said, I'm pretty unfamiliar with it as far as using it for listening to music, so I'm not going to comment on how well that works. If you know, definitely, you know, leave a comment down there. Let me know how it works out for you. As far as how well this sounds, you know, we'll do a little video. I'll add to this video in a second, as far as like pairing it up and the sound quality. But the reason I like this is because it's kind of perfect for camping if you're like at a state park or national forest or public campground. And the reason I say that is because you're generally not going to play loud music there. If you're at a party or you're on private property and there's a lot of people and you want to listen to loud music, you know, that's fine. But chances are somebody's just going to open up the doors, roll down the windows on their car or their truck, and turn the radio up. And that's how you're going to get your music. And in a case like that, this really isn't helping you that much. But at a public campground, you know, you don't want to be rude. You don't want to, you know, upset your neighbors or be intrusive. And that's where this comes into play. Something like a boombox like this, it works okay at a public campground. I'm not going to knock it, but the limitations to this is it has to be pointing in the general direction of the people that are listening to it. Everybody else that is not in its path is not going to hear it as well. And if you do want them to hear it, you got to turn it up louder, which means chances are you're going to be getting on somebody's nerves at the campground. So this, though, has kind of 360-degree sound. So it's up, down, it's side to side. If you have 7-8 people at the campground, as long as this is in between you, everybody's getting the same sound. You know, so you don't have to turn it up that loud. The other good thing about this is the fact that it's a little bit more portable. It's not something I would take hiking with me because I wouldn't add that to my base weight. I would take it on like a day hike. I'd take it on a picnic for sure. And it's great if you're in a hammock. I can definitely tell you that much, because once you're up in the hammock, fooling around with something like this is not as easy as just throwing this up in the hammock with you and, you know, turn your music on or listen to an audiobook or something of that nature, or watching your videos. That way you can have good sound quality and you're not being rude to everybody else. But with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and kind of move into pairing this up and the sound quality and how all that works. All right, guys, so pairing this up is pretty easy. You're going to go ahead, open up your phone, whatever you use. I'm using Android. Open up your Bluetooth settings and go ahead and turn it on. And then you'll turn this over and you're going to see the power button, which is also your pairing button. And you're going to depress that. I think it's once. Hold it down. You hear that tone. You see that rapid flashing light. That means you're ready to pair. Go ahead and hit your search button. And you'll see it pop up, the SRS XB-10. And you'll see that's connected to phone calls and media auto, so speakerphone and radio. Now, as far as sound quality goes on this, it's kind of hard to measure over a video, so I'm not going to turn this up and make you listen to it loud, because you're not going to get the true sound out of it. I will play something. I think my microphone that my actually using in here is actually pretty good. So I'll turn this up about maybe halfway. And it should pick it up all right. It's right above it, about 4 feet, so you can probably hear the bass coming through if you're wearing headphones. Puts out quite a bit of sound for a little bitty speaker. Like I said, I'm not going to turn it all the way up. There's no need for that. The only way you're really going to be able to judge the true sound is to, get to a store and see it for yourself. But all in all, pretty neat. Here's some of the things we touched on. Of course, you have your volume button, your power button. This add button is for your left and right speaker channels. So if you do add another speaker to it, obviously that's there. The play pause button, which I believe the play actually serves as a skip button also if it's double pressed. And of course your microphone and your charging indicator. And this is the access panel I spoke about earlier. You open this up, you can see the micro USB for charging. There's actually a reset button in there, and the audio line in, which I think is the 3.5 millimeter jack. Of course, this little external door right here, it's got a little thing to keep it in there so it doesn't go anywhere, and it fits in there very snug. At the bottom, you can get a closer look and see all the little ports for it. I don't know if you can really see down inside of there. You probably can't, but it looks like this actually has 2 speakers inside of it, one facing down, one facing up. Pretty nifty little speaker altogether. All right, guys, well, that about wraps up this video. Not much more can really be said about this. This has a fantastic build quality to it. It's very durable. It can take some punishment, and it has great sound to it. But all in all, it's your money at the end. Definitely do your research. Go on Amazon, look at the reviews, go to the store if you got one close by, listen to it, see for yourself what this thing is all about. I hope I've helped you make an informed decision, or at least point you in the right direction if you're looking for something to take outdoors with you to play music on. And from Uncle Bill's Camping, this is Patrick. Thanks for taking the time to look at my video. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please feel free to hit that subscribe or like button down below. You can also find me on Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, UncleBillsCamping.com, here on YouTube, and vid.me. And from Uncle Bill's Camping, this is Patrick saying thank you for looking at my video.